Today we are going to go over how to fill out the purchase contract inside of Total Brokerage. I know a lot of you do your purchase contracts on the MLS and then bring them in. We'll have a whole other video for that and how to set your signature and initial tags in the most simple way possible. The way they've got it set up in here actually makes it really easy, especially when we're doing multiple offers and such. So it might be worth your time to give it a try. Because what we're doing when we're setting up these offers is we are doing a lot of the legwork up front so that it auto-populates the bulk of the forms, and so that you can go in and just change a few things in the tabs and then have your offer ready to go for the most part. So that's how we're going to do it. So to start, you're going to go into your transaction and you go to documents. You can see that as a default, you've got the purchase contract in here. Now, you're not going to go there first, right? The first thing you're going to do is go to your people tab. Now, you should have added your clients in the CRM already. If not, there's a process to do that. You'll have to watch another video. But what we're going to do is we're going to choose who the clients are, and we're going to use my test people with their terrible names. And we'll just go ahead with Justin this time, right? So we've got our people. You can assign the other buyer agent. You can assign the seller's agent if you'd like. Most people aren't going to do that because I don't want to add every seller's agent as a vendor in my CRM, but that's what you can do. And I'll show you how to bypass some of that stuff later on. Property, like here's the great part is that I got to log into MLS and this other thing, grab a random MLS number. So now inside of the property tab, all we got to do is paste an MLS number, whichever property you're making an offer on, put it in there, hit fetch info. Okay, and so we can see here, there it is, boom, it filled in that, we hit save. Make sure you hit save when you change things. There's some pages where you have to and some where you don't. Here's the financials, right? So we've got the commissions. This is if you're going to be doing your your buyer broker agreement as well in here. You'd put or your listing agreement, so we're not going to worry about that right now. Our earnest money deposit is how much the earnest money is going to be. We'll call it $2,000. Okay. Down payment minus earnest money, that's going to fill out the balance purchase price and cash at settlement. So let's say they're putting $10,000 down plus the $2,000, so it's $8,000 earnest money. Their purchase price is, we'll call it $300,000, making the loan amount $290,000, right? And so there we have the different numbers, right? And then we're going to go ahead and just click save. That's going to fill out that section of the purchase contract where all the numbers are, right? Going to jump over here to the calendar and we're going to put in our dates. So we've got the offer reference date, which is the first date you'd put on there. That would be today, the date that you're making the offer. Click it, save it. Your due diligence deadline. Jump in here, you'll look at it. Let's say we're going to do I skipped. The seller disclosure deadline is next, right? So jump in here. You're going to say a week out. So we'll go 1 week out, save. Due diligence deadline. Whatever you're going to do for it, right? We're just going to set these each. I'm going to go 1 week, 2 weeks, the way I would do in the normal market. Financing and appraisal deadline. So really, like I said, you're just sort of choosing these dates. You can do the settlement deadline. Into March, whatever. Doesn't really matter. And then the acceptance deadline is when they need to respond to your offer by. So you're going to look at that and say today or tomorrow, right? We'll just call that tomorrow. Okay. Here you've got the closing date showing this admin use only. That's because that's for me. When we're closing out your file, that's a date that I put in there. So if you're thinking, so we've got all of those dates saved, so we put our people in, we've put the property information in, we put the financials in, and we've put the calendar dates in, which means we can go now back to the documents and click on the real estate purchase contract. And when it first comes up, you're going to see that it just sort of has buyer 1 name, buyer 2 name. It's going to show all these things where you're like, hey, where's all that information, right? If you click on the preview mode here, you'll see what's been filled in, which allows you then to fill in the rest of the contract the way that you'd like to, So we're going to put, on this 26th day of February 2020, right? Or 21. Then you can put in the seller's names, how earnest money is going to be, check. I would do check/wire on most everything now because we really want to encourage you guys to use the new digital system for earnest money because it's a lot more convenient for your clients. And it's easier for us to track, and we also don't have to be custodians of checks. But then you can go through and just check through your offer and then make sure everything's there. Currently, the MLS integration does not do the included and excluded items. I need to talk to our people about having that auto-populate as well. So we're working on that. And so right now, just double check your thing. You've got all your numbers already in, and you just start checking your boxes. Double click to check something, is not conditioned, right? And if it says buyer 1, buyer 2 here, that just means it's already assigned to buyer 1 or buyer 2. We've got buyer 1 is Justin McCracken, and so that's who's going to be there. So there's page 1. You just want to keep going through each page. We'll do upon recording, seller, here is where you're going to need to put the seller agent information in. I'm working on having them get that integration to come in with all the license numbers and such. Currently, we don't have that. To look up seller license numbers, just go to the listing, click on the listing agent license numbers, click on the name of the listing agent on the MLS, their license number will pop up, and then click on the company name on the MLS and the license number will pop up. It's a pretty simple situation. We're just going to kind of keep moving through here because this is more of a procedural and less of a how to actually write an offer. I'm just going through, making sure you check all the information, that it's correct in the way that you want it. Okay, finance, All right, so we're just checking all the boxes. All of your signatures and initials are already going to be there. Get to page 6 here. As you can see, all of your relevant dates are already here. You just need to go ahead and put in, 6 p.m. or whatever. Okay, and that is it for writing the offer, because you put all that front legwork in. And let's say you need to write a different offer for the client, open up a new purchase contract, go in and just change the information up top, grab the MLS data, go through, change your dates, exactly like that. That's how you're going to end up writing offer after offer, because sometimes you have to do that. Hit save. That's going to take you back, and you go back to the transaction. And once you have all that paperwork complete, you can request the signatures. We're going to do a different video on requesting signatures because I'm still waiting for one last thing from them on the signature process. So, but that, guys, is how you fill out a REPC in Total Brokerage using the forms that fill out themselves. And again, it's going to save you time in the long run. And a lot of this is based on setting things up early on so that later on you don't have to do as much work. And that's really what I'm trying to encourage you all to do. So that's it for this one. We'll see you next time.